My name is Storm Cecile and I'm a full-time spoken word poet. Spoken word essentially is poetry in performance, and that is essentially what I do. I travel around the world and I perform poems and create immersive experiences for organisations. I hope that my spoken word will challenge people to think outside of their box and to think about things in a new way. I want people to be challenged in a positive way. I want people to push their thinking beyond, I suppose, the norms, and to have a greater understanding of the world around them. I use the Bible before I start writing. So I spend a lot of time praying, reading scripture, understanding what is God asking me to say. And then oftentimes that will encourage me. He'll show me a pattern, a perspective, and an idea, and I'll use that idea within my piece. If I'm frustrated, honestly, the prayer is, Lord, clear my writer's block because I'm frustrated. But in a general sense, before I start writing, I'm actually praying for wisdom and perspective. Those are the two things that I will consistently ask for in every single prayer, because I need a lot of it. Give me wisdom, Lord, give me understanding, give me perspective that only you know, so that I can write something that really touches and impacts people. One of the ways that I make sure my theology in my poetry is good is, one, by making sure that I consistently read the Bible. So reading every day and making sure that I understand what God is saying in relation to context. I also go to church, I pray, I fact check with other people, I ask questions with other believers so that they can also give me their perspective on the scriptures as well. The first lesson I have learned in regards to communicating on stage is to not rush what you are saying. I used to have a really bad stutter, and so I need to think through my words before just blurting them out to prevent them getting jumbled or to lose train of thought in the middle of a sentence. The second thing that I think is really important when it comes to performance is to know your audience. Knowing your audience is really important because you need to make sure that they are in a place to receive what you are saying. And I think the third thing I've learned in regards to impact on stage is to make sure that you are not bleeding on your audience. I think in the current culture, it's really common for people to go on stage and perhaps they've not completely healed from the challenges that they've been through. And I think we have to do a bit of inward work to make sure that we are in a good place so that our audience is developing and growing through our performance rather than bleeding and suffering in the middle of our performances. I think words are important because they are, for most people, the first point of contact to express how you feel and to express emotion, to express truth, to express gratitude. And if we can't get that right, what ends up happening is there's miscommunication, there's pain, and there's a lot of hurt. And so words have power, and so we have to make sure that what we communicate is effective also. I think some of them become a better wordsmith by taking more time to read and taking more time to listen. I think I've made a lot of mistakes over the years because I've become, at some points, I've thought of myself higher than maybe I should have, but actually taking the time to humble myself and say, pick up a book, read and understand more about this group of people or understand more about this practice or this idea means that the way in which we communicate can be a lot more thoughtful and a lot more effective. And to also make sure that we are good listeners, making sure that we take the time to hear what people are saying and to ensure that we're not just there to respond, but actually we're there to listen and to respond based on how we've listened.